Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Somalia has made some new decisions to put pressure upon Somaliland to force Ethiopia and Somaliland from implementing a controversial MOU which the two sides signed in January this year. New decisions could disrupt or could affect the maritime traffic to Berbera port of Somaliland. Berbera is Somaliland's key asset, but Mogadishu, I think, is now going to confront Somaliland openly. Which new decisions have been made? Secondly, Lencho Bati, Ethiopian diplomat, former OLF leader. We have a new story about him. U.S. ambassador, Ethiopian ambassador to the U.S. Is going to be appointed because Selassie Bakele announced his resignation a few weeks ago. And we heard that Lencho Bati was going to replace Selassie Bakele. What happened? Has his credentials been rejected by U.S. government? Let's start, viewers, with the first story, which is about Somaliland issue. People know, you people know more than I do, more than outsiders, that it's an old issue. For decades, the two sides have been involved in this dispute. Somaliland claims to be an independent country. It says it always existed as a separate. Somalia calls Somaliland as part of Somalia. International community does not recognize Somaliland as a country. Internationally, Somaliland is recognized as part of Somalia, but existing as a separate entity, not under Mogadishu control. Mogadishu trying to back unionist elements in Somaliland. The two held several rounds of discussions. Discussions were held about unification to nothing worked. Then earlier this year, Ethiopia signed a controversial MOU with Somaliland. A day before that, Somaliland President Musabi Abdi and Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh met in Juba. And that was a breakthrough that they held talks there after a period of no contact for some time. But a day after that, Musabi Abdi went to Addis Ababa, signed a controversial MOU. So Somalia, Somaliland, political process was, it came to an end. Some say it was sabotaged. Somaliland wants recognition as a country. So if any country, a major country in Africa, is ready to recognize Somaliland as a country, it would be a big achievement for Somaliland. And that is what the two sides agreed on, Ethiopia and Somaliland. Landlocked Ethiopia wanted access to sea through Somaliland. Somaliland wanted recognition as a country. Both agreed, MOU was signed, never made public. Somalia now has decided to stop this. No, not now. Since January, Somalia has been trying to undermine the implementation of MOU. It even went to the extent of saying that the war against Al-Shabaab could be put on the back burner, but Somalia won't allow Ethiopia and Somaliland to implement them. No talks, no trade, no sea access for Ethiopia. It was said by Hassan Sheikh 2 days ago. He said no sea access, no talks, no trade with Ethiopia until Ethiopia withdraws from the MOU. 2 rounds of talks held in Turkey between Ethiopia and Somalia. Talks did not achieve any result. Somalia has made some decision in the past few days to exercise its authority over Somaliland. Firstly, it asked 2 airlines, Ethiopian Airlines and Fly Dubai. Fly Dubai is UAE based. UAE is allegedly supporting Somalia, supporting Somaliland and Ethiopia on this issue. So Somalia warned Fly Dubai and Ethiopian Airlines to use Somalia's name with the airports to which these airlines are flying. One of these airports is Hargeisa, which is in Somaliland. So Somalia's Civil Aviation Authority told Fly Dubai and Ethiopian Airlines to use Somalia's name with Hargeisa. And it threatened that if the instruction is not implemented, Ethiopian Airlines Fly Dubai will not be allowed to enter Somalia's airspace. That worked. Ethiopian Airlines Fly Dubai make changes, and now Hargeisa is shown. Hargeisa Airport as part of Somalia on both these websites airlines. And after that, Somalia issued another directive addressed to international remittances companies that no one should use another term other than Somalia in transactions on their official channels, official websites, etc. Somalia is opposing the use of Somaliland by these remittances companies. They've been warned to 1st of September, I think, is the deadline given to them. Third move by Somalia is that it wants to control maritime traffic to Berbera port. Berbera is the heart of Somaliland, you can say. UAE is also a player in Berbera. UAE owns 50% share in Berbera. Somalia is now planning, in alliance with Egypt, to force the maritime companies which use Berbera port to deposit taxes with Mogadishu-based ports authority. International shipping lines like Maersk, CGM, CMA, GmbH, MSC, they are being contacted. They're being told that you are operating in Somalia. Somaliland is part of Somalia. You cannot violate Somalia's sovereignty, territorial integrity. So all the port fees, all the anchorage charges, mooring charges must be paid to Mogadishu-based ports authority, not to Somaliland. And these shipping companies are being told that if they don't follow the instructions, their movement to Berbera port could be banned. And for that, Egypt will support Somalia. Because the maritime traffic to and from Berbera mostly passes through Suez Canal of Egypt. Egypt, Somalia have made this big decision. Can Somaliland protect Berbera? Does it have the muscle? What will the UAE do? How will it protect its interests in Berbera? UAE was kicked out from Djibouti. Djibouti and UAE involved in some legal battles a few days ago, rather. A court in the US fined Djibouti's government, the outer Djibouti's government, to pay this fine to a UAE company because UAE worked on extension of Djibouti port. Later, Djibouti's government seized that part of the port, and UAE started legal proceedings against Djibouti. Let's see what happens here. Somalia is now making bold moves. It wants to completely exercise its authority. It wants to ensure that no one deals with Somaliland directly. Ethiopia and Somaliland will have to make quick decisions, I think. Either Ethiopia will withdraw from the MOU or it will have to, I think, make big decisions. Otherwise, Somalia is going fast, backed by its allies, trying to stop the implementation of the MOU. Best solution is talks. They should sit at a table and decide. Otherwise, continued tensions are not good for economy as well, not good for people-to-people contact, keeping the likelihood of escalation of armed conflict. Secondly, was the Lencho Bati, Ethiopian diplomat. Has his credentials been rejected by US government? It is being reported by some. By the way, Selassie Bekele confirmed himself that he would not continue as Ethiopian ambassador to the US. He had completed his assignment. Lencho Bati is OLF leader. Lencho Bati, former OLF leader. I think he's working as Ethiopian ambassador to a Middle Eastern country now. Now, when it's clear that Selassie Bekele is gone, who will replace him? Lencho Bati. The government wants him to replace Selassie Bekele. It is being reported that the Selassie Bekele, that Lencho Bati's credentials have been rejected by US government. Why? Some say it is because of his links with OLF and because of some sexual harassment charges which he faced in the past. No official statement, but we'll have to wait to see if Lencho Bati will be able to take over, to take the charge as Ethiopian ambassador in the US or